All right, we are back with another recipe. If you look at me, we are back from vacation. I am the sun, kissed by the sun, maybe walked on the sun. So I'm a little bit darker than normal, but dinner time when we get back is just what we have left over that we got to get through. And so I'm going to share with you here. This is what we're making. So it's hot turkey and cheese, hot grilled turkey cheese sandwich with some seasoned potatoes. Yes, you heard the potatoes. So we're going to jump into that. Not a long intro here, just going to get to it. And then there's other things like you'll see me doing stuff throughout this thing, just normal stuff throughout the house. And yeah, hope you enjoy it. Let's get to it. All right, so we have the potatoes going here. Going to boil these for about 10 minutes or so. And then I'm going to prep the onions as well. Once the potatoes are done boiling, I'm going to mash them up. So I'm going to let these boil. Going to mash them up in here. I'll add some salt, pepper, garlic, probably some thyme, season them up a little bit. And then I'm going to cut this onion in, it was like fajita style, right? Fajita style.
I think so. That's what I call it.
That's what we call it. We're not sure. I don't know. It's fajita style. So we're going to do that. Sprinkle them on there. Have the oven preheating to 350, and then we'll just bake them until they're golden crispy and the onions have caramelized. And then really the rest is just making the sandwiches. We have our bread and cheese and turkey. Again, this is really just, we got back from vacation, the beach, and now we got to use up all that stuff that we had. Don't want to have to go grocery shopping again. So let's use that up. And we'll get to it. So I'm waiting for that to finish. Also, side note, while I'm doing things, I always have a glass of wine. So I'm going to pour myself a glass of wine here. I like the box wine when I'm not doing anything fancy, just like normal kind of day. I'll do this. It's the Costco. It's the Kirkland Cabernet Sauvignon. Yeah, I like it. It's good. It's good. These are this is what I got from Michael Franzese, the ex-mobster. Delicious on the strawberry wine. We'll never say anything bad about it. I don't want to be, I don't want to be taken out. I don't want to have an offer I can't refuse. Yeah, so while that's going down, the potatoes are boiling. I got my wine. I'm going to go ahead and chop up this onion just so I can be prepared for when it's all ready to go. I'm going to just move this over here. Got to make sure my camera angle's right because I don't want, that we always have the mystery wife in the background there. Can't show her. This is much more difficult to cut an onion with the camera right here than it is than you would think. I'm gonna slice my fingers off. Saving all that stuff for our stock, vegetable stock, right? It's not broth. It's just a vegetable stock. So save all of that. I'm going to cut this. This knife needs to be sharpened. It's on my to-do list. I'll probably do half an onion. Look at Frank is thinking I'm going to give him some treats. He always waits right on that mat for treats. So yeah, I think with that amount of onions, or potatoes, I'll do half an onion. If you notice, we have these Post-it notes on things. We're going to be hosting an exchange student from Italy. And so we're learning Italian along the way. And one of the things we talked about doing was like no English, and we're just going to do Italian. But that's a little challenging. So we're not at that place in life. where we can just do that. It'd be nice if we just like, hey, we're going to go to Italy for 3 months and force ourselves, but that's not the case. So all of that to say, we're learning by putting things up, and then as we see it, we say it. So we are going to learn and remember what it is. All right, so there we go. I'm doing half an onion for our things. I'll just like sprinkle them on there. You'll get to see our Ziploc bag storage area here. I'm gonna put this other half of the onion away. Get in there, you bad onion. There we go. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. To look in our refrigerator. These are shots I never give you all because we usually have everything out. But like I said, we've been on a vacation for the last week, and now you get to look in our freezer. So we're just really doing all of this to get rid of some of the food that we bought, and I honestly don't know if we have a bag for. I thought. Maybe not. I thought we had one. I always have a bag for stock, and I feel like I can never find it, so I end up making new ones. And then we end up with like 10 bags. Here we go. So, trying to avoid doing that again. I'll go ahead and put these in here. Yeah, we had a wonderful vacation. We went to Fort Morgan in Alabama, down by the Gulf Shores. It's very nice. We normally go to Dolphin Island, which is, we could take a ferry from Fort Morgan to Dolphin Island and vice versa, but we stayed in Fort Morgan this time. Very nice. It's a little bit, it's not crowded, very much just more secluded, less people. So my metal detecting didn't go as, I don't know, successful maybe as most. You're not going to find a lot of jewelry and things because people, when we were walking, we went for walks, we were like looking, who's wearing jewelry, who's doing that stuff, and so we can like get an eye of where to go metal detecting. And people were pretty clean there, like, so they weren't wearing a lot of stuff and things like that. So we ended up doing Fort Morgan a service and cleaning up their beach by finding all the trash. I'm going to show that in a different video when we get there. When I post it, I'll talk about some of the things we found. And it's just wild. It's wild how people are. So anyways, going to let this boil. I have my onions go in here. I'm going to go ahead and put my potato tray back. And just leaving out, like, again, we bought this turkey for vacation sandwiches while we were out there. Really didn't, I don't think we even had a sandwich.
The girls did.
Oh, the girls did. And that excludes me because I am not the girls. But
The young ones.
the youngins, the younglings, actually they're teenagers. So they had some sandwiches. The wife and I really just margaritas.
Pasta salad.
Oh, we had pasta salad. I had pasta salad, margaritas, cigars, and I took my pipe. I smoked some great creme brulee tobacco. It was nice out on the beach. All very good. All very good. So I'll talk more about that later. But so here we are. Onions, things, waiting for potatoes to be finished. All right, I'm going to check these potatoes to see how they're doing. I want them for tender. I want them for tender. I have been making potatoes, boiling potatoes, on the stufa. Stufa. So you're going to learn Italian with me, I guess. Yeah? Anyways, gonna grab a fork. Gonna poke it. That's not bad. All right, pretty good. If you don't cook them well enough, that's good. They will be really hard to smash. So those, and you don't want that. Like you want it to smash easily. That's good. It needs a little bit more, maybe another couple minutes, I think. That's a big one. So I'll let that go. While we've been making dinner, our lawn people were here. And so it's a new service that we're going to. This is Porta sul retro. Porta sul retro. Quidi, close. Close the back door is Quidi la porta sul retro. So there you go. So I'm going to go.
It's cute.
Quidi.
Cute.
Quidi.
Cutie.
Cutie. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. You're all going to learn Italian the wrong way. So I'm going to go check and just, we have a new company that we hired because the last one we had was not that great. And the trimming never trimmed around like our back area here, like the garden beds, which I'm going to do a video on this. We're getting ready to redo all of that stuff. So you'll see, we let it go just let it go this year because we were like, we'll just leave it. Let the land rest. But we're getting ready to tear it all out, put new dirt in, restain it. So we'll be working on that probably here in the next week and stuff. Be careful with our irrigation system in there. And that's a stain we put on that, well, it didn't really last long. So it was an all natural stain. Kind of weird that it only lasted a couple of years, but I'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, it looks like they did a good job. Happy with that. And then I think there's a giant pile of branches and things over there and our firewood. So I think at some point I'm going to be burning them. Maybe this weekend I'll get started on that. I'll just use our fireplace and have a fire, burn it all up. So let's go back and check on those potatoes. Back from checking that. And then my daughter's back from her run. She went for a run. She says she goes running, but then she tells me she sits on the porch and scrolls on Instagram. And then comes back in and says, I'm so tired. But no, I saw her. She went for a run. And we can track her. And she's not lying. All right. I think these potatoes are ready. I'm going to check it one more time. Oh, yeah. You see the skin popping, coming off. I think that's going to be good. So I bet everyone has a drawer like this, just full of utensils and crap. And I don't know, like all the cooking shows I watch, people don't show that. And us included, we have not ever shown that thing. We always get everything out ahead of time because I hate digging through that drawer for some reason. It's just like insane. So I try to get everything out ahead of time. However, this is easy to get. And so I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off and drain the potatoes. There's a lid we have for this that makes this unnecessary, but I don't know. I bought this thing on Amazon and I like it, so I'm going to use it. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to be very careful. I'm wearing sandals, so I'll probably destroy myself in the process here. I'm going to just... It's probably going to steam up the camera lens there. Yeah, I can see the lens got all steamed up. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna take this thing off. Put it back here. Take my potatoes. potatoes. I'm just gonna dump them out here. Okay. I'm gonna mash them and season them. First, I'm gonna have a little sip of wine. It's always good to have a glass of wine. People don't believe my age, and I always think like I'm much younger than what I am. I'm really an old person, but it's the wine. Makes you younger. So anyways, I'm not trying to mash them like mashed potatoes. I'm just kind of smashing them down because I'm going to bake them and I want them to get a little crispy. Yeah, take the oven lid off. Really, that's the goal. Ooh, hot potato. I don't know where they get it from. I'm like, whoever thought of hot potato as a game, but now I understand it. This is like almost as satisfying as crunching leaves when I go on a walk. Smashing the potato. I always think of Lord of the Rings potato. It's hot. One time I did this and I had not boiled the potatoes long enough, and they were actually very hard. And this was a pain in the butt to do. So it's better to overcook them by boiling them than it is to undercook them, because you're going to put them in the oven anyway, and they're going to crisp up. So no worries on that. Let's just get all this off of here. All right, I think that's good enough for that. Put these in there. That needs a little smashing. So yeah, and then you just want to like spread them out evenly. Oven's already preheated. I know I mentioned that, but I just want to make sure everybody knows about that again. The one thing you don't want to do is like start this process and your oven not be ready to go, because then you're like, oh, I gotta wait for it. And ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so there's that. All right, so looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just do my onions around. Doesn't have to be perfect, honestly. They're gonna get in here and just kind of caramelize. Sometimes I caramelize these ahead of time and then put them in when I'm baking, but I found that they get sweet anyway, like when you put them in here and leave them in for quite some time. It's not like cooking them on the stovetop. I do prefer putting them in and on the stove first and caramelizing them, because they really do have a great sweetness, and they still do with this. I could still get, this is making me weird. It doesn't have the right feeling to it, so I'm gonna go ahead, take that thing out. Maybe I'll give it to Frank. No, I'm not gonna give him an onion. That'd be horrible. I'd be a horrible dog parent for that. Actually, you know, I said I was gonna use half an onion, but this is actually a lot. The onions do get smaller, and that's one of the things, like, if I would have caramelized them earlier, you know, softened them up, they shrink, and so it doesn't seem like you're putting as many in. So I'm going to go ahead and just load it up, because honestly, after it's done baking, they're going to be much smaller. You won't hardly notice them in here. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. You may think that's a lot of onion. Put as much as you want, don't want. I don't care. You do what you want with your potatoes, Mr. Frodo. All right. All goes in there. These bits, and like, they're not gonna go well. That's going in the stock. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick because I gotta season it, and I don't want to like stick my onion hand in there. Yeah, we still gotta do dishes. I gotta do dishes. So while everything's baking and stuff like that, I'll clean up as I go along. Make sure it is there. All right, it's time for the seasonings. So I'm gonna get some salt out, and then pepper, garlic, and I'm gonna use some thyme because thyme, I think, gives it a great flavor. Sometimes I put rye. I'm gonna put some rosemary. I think it's gonna be good. All right. Season this up. I'm gonna take this out. I don't need this any longer. And, ooh, that was loud. Season to taste. Whatever your preference is. You'll know after you can always put more salt or seasoning afterwards. So, don't go. We love pepper. So honestly, I'm probably going to load up on pepper here because I already know that we like it. If you need more, add more after, but it's better to go maybe a little lighter up front than it is to go heavy. Garlic. Ooh, there's no thing on this, so I'm going to be careful. No sifter thing. We try to get like organic stuff. So you'll see a lot of our stuff is organic as much as possible. All right, so there's all that. I probably should use rosemary. I thought we had a different garlic thing. Maybe not, so figure that out later. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stir these up a little bit. I mean, I prefer to use my hands because it's such a pain to do this with. I'll make sure they're cooled off enough. It really is a pain to try to do it with a spoon on this thing, so I'm going to sacrifice my digits here and just kind of mix it up a little bit. Hot, hot, burns the flesh. All right, just so that it's not all concentrated, but mix it up, and then I'm gonna even it out a little bit. All right, yeah, I think that looks good. You go over there, over there. Ugh. Wash my hands again. Well, Frank would probably enjoy licking them off, but I'm not gonna allow that. All right. This is going to be good. I'm going to put that there. Let's go ahead and get this in the oven. It's already hot from just the potatoes. Ooh. So I have it on convection oven, baking at 350. Do what works for you all. I'm going to do 10 minutes here on the timer to start with. Oh, wait, did I not wash my hands? So I'll do that. And while that is baking, I need to add this to here. Put my other onion rejects. And for the stock. And do that. Once the potatoes get closer to done, I'm gonna go ahead and butter up the bread, and I'm gonna cook the turkey breast. Probably cook it on there first, and then this is a cool little skillet thing we got. Really cool. I like it, and it just goes on top of your burners. We have gas, so I like it, and it just makes it a nice little griddle here. So I'm gonna use that, and so I'm gonna wait till this comes down to maybe I have 5 minutes left, and then I'll start on the sandwiches. This is probably going to take about 15 minutes in total, but after 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and stir it up. So we'll be back for that. All right, a bunch of steam's going to come out of this thing. Look at those potatoes. Nice. So one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to stir it, and then I'm going to spray a little oil on it because I want them to get crispy. So I'm going to put some olive or avocado oil, and actually I'm going to use, I got to go to the drawer of madness here. I'm going to use this fish. I don't know what it is. I call it a fish flipper fillet thing. It's easier just to do that. Make a mess everywhere. All right, that's good for now. Put that there. Throw those runaways back in. All right, I'm gonna spray it here. And that's just to give it a little extra crisp. All right. Let's get this back in. I'm gonna do another 10 minutes. Let them get golden brown. I have the oven light on so I can keep an eye on those. I washed this up while I was waiting for those to bake, and I'm gonna give Frank a little treat. Frank loves carrots. He's an odd boy, but dogs, they say beagles love blueberries, but Frank loves carrots. Look at him. He's a good boy. Bravo cane. Bravo cane is a good dog. Good boy. Bravo cane. All right. Wait for these to get going, and then I will start up with the sandwiches. I decided I'll go ahead and film this. I wasn't going to. I'm just going to melt a couple tablespoons of butter because I want to add it to the potatoes when they're ready, and then I'll finish them off with some melted butter and then turn the broiler on and really like crisp them up. So the butter is just a great way to add the flavor in. And originally I was like, I'm not, like, just melt the butter and tell them you did it, but why not? Why not? Let's see, I need a butter melting utensil. I'm gonna do this ramekin thing. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up so that's a little easier. You don't need much. Ugh, can't. I have to wash my hands every time I touch the food because it makes me nuts. Okay, he's been a good boy. Yeah, he's been a good boy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the microwave and melt the butter. It's got this like melt soften feature. I'm gonna try that. Yeah. One, I think, right? Oh, butter. So I got to do the one setting for butter. I don't know. How many ounces? 1 ounce? I should read how to do this, but I have no idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and start that. It's probably going to explode. You got to keep an eye on it. This is how you say microwave until I hear it blowing up in here. Microondea. Microondea. Microonde. I don't know. So I know oven is forno. I can say that one. See if I've destroyed my butter. Oh no, perfect. You know, I don't want it to separate and all that stuff. So let me do that. Clear that out. And then I'll just stir this up. I should use a spoon, but I already have a knife out and I don't want to dirty any other dishes if I don't have to. All right, that looks very good. Back into the drawer of doom because I need this thingy. Wow, I'm finding this stuff pretty quick. That's not normally the case. Normally I'm like, I feel like I'm emptying that thing out constantly just to find the one thing, but I'm on a roll today. Hopefully I don't have to go in there anymore. I've just jinxed it. All right, the butter. We get the Kirkland butter. It's grass-fed. So See, it's good. Salted. We prefer unsalted, but that's what we had to deal with this time around. So this is all set to go. Clean up again. Oh, potatoes are beeping. Let's take a look. Not quite there. I still need some time. I think I'm gonna bump this up here to 425, and then you can start a new timer. 10 minutes. All right, I went ahead and I moved this over here because I feel like I'll do better here. If you have a favorite burner, you know this is my favorite burner. This one I have to light manually. It doesn't do the automatics. I'm having troubles with that. I got to fix that. These two work fine. I'll use those. And have some butter softening over here, so that way when I can make it spreadable on the bread, that will work. And yeah, so we're almost there. It's almost sandwich time. We're gonna get close, so I'll bring you back for that. All right, the potatoes are still going. Got like 6 minutes ish left on those to get there. Let Frank outside, give him his little treat, and it's time for his dinner. So we do this thing with Happy Hell, not sponsored, but if they want to, I won't complain. So it's like a kind of a fresh food. It's his grandma's beef stew, premium dog food, human grade ingredients, no artificial preservatives. So they just have natural preservatives, I guess. All of that. It's drizzled with bone broth gravy. And I gotta feed him, and he's down to his last portion for the day. So it's basically the rest of this. I'm going to get a pair of scissors, cut it open. Get his spoon. See, he's going nuts already. Frank, you behave. Be a gentleman. Frank, you behave. Francisco. That's his full name. Francisco Wolfgang is his full name. He's being a brat because he wants his food. All right, that. Feed the boy. Then feed the girl. Yeah. Look at him, be a good boy. Who's a good boy? Daughter. Let's check these potatoes. See, now they're crisping up. They're looking much better. Gonna give it the full 3 minutes, and then I'll put the butter and put the broiler. So now it's time to heat up our thing here. What I don't want to do is get stuck. Put them on medium. Medium flame. Waka flame. Put that on. I really like this thing. My daughter likes it too.
What do I
She
like?
just doesn't know it yet.
What do I like?
The griddle thing.
I don't like griddle. It's very hard to clean.
She had to clean it once.
I had to clean it twice.
Yeah,
I
because
didn't like it.
And then I ended up cleaning it properly the third time.
Yeah, and then I had to clean 10 other different things for the next year and a half.
Year and a half? Is that what we're going to?
No,
Oh, she's doing dishes for the next year and a half? Holy cow, I thought she was done with her dishes after vacation, but we got a whole year and a half to go here. You all heard it. This is going. I'm going to go ahead and get
What is this?
the turkey.
I
I'm making
No, I show you.
I'm making turkey sandwiches.
No.
You don't want one?
I do. You don't have to boil the ramen, it lies. You don't have to boil the water. If you break it up and put it in a big cup and then put water in it and then put it in the microwave, watch it very closely, make sure it doesn't boil over.
You should cut those in half
You
again.
stir it. No. I know what I'm doing. Don't
All right.
question. You see this?
Always question a
They're like-
14-year-old teenager.
They're like shucks of corn.
No,
in the field.
it's just a chemical concoction of
Yeah.
things. She loves that stuff. I don't get it. She loves it, but
Ramen makes me happy.
we don't normally buy that. It was given to us, and that's all.
Can we please get more? This is my last one. You know what? I'm gonna start buying with my own one. That's the only way I'm gonna get it.
Awesome. She's gonna buy it with your own money. You heard
You
it.
guys aren't gonna buy it for me.
No, we don't buy that stuff.
Exactly.
So do like 2, 3 slices here. I should move that up. All right, got the oven going off again, so let me. That. Oh yeah, they look much better. I can see them from here. So what I'm going to do now is stop this, get these out. A bunch of steam's going to come out. Nice. Much better. Look at that. Turning that golden brown. What I want. All right, no more baking. We're going to broil. I'm going to flip these. They're still got a little bit. I'm doing it on medium because I'm trying to like pace myself here, not trying to like get it all done so quickly. I'm just trying to. Be patient. Okay, that rear one needs a little more. Turn that up a little bit. Get an oven mitt. Make it a mess. Get back. Yeah, that's her cooking method. They still look uncooked, but we're gonna let her do her thing. Let her cook. She's
Let me cook.
she's not even microwaving, but we just let it go. We let it go. So here I'm gonna do this on the potatoes. All right. I'll turn this down a little bit. Put it on low. Very nice.
See this? This looks.
Put that for 2 minutes. Then take this off. I know I put these on low, medium. That's where I want it to be. Ooh, I got 6 pieces of bread, and I'm down to the heel. They always say the heel is the lady of the night. The heel of the bread is the lady of the night because everybody touches it, but nobody wants it. All right. I'm gonna butter these up. And this is important to watch. You don't want this to burn. I'm going to give it another minute. Now that steam always messes it up. This oven. This will be weird, but I'm going to do it. Toast the heel. All right. Let that go. I'm actually going to wash this thing off. Check these potatoes. Don't want them getting too crispy. They look good. Just a hair longer. Actually, I'm going to take them out. Ooh. They can go a hair longer. I'm going to go ahead and one more minute. This is going to be so. Let that go. Get these out. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Much, much better. Let this cool down for a bit. Get our sandwiches ready. Get them toasted golden brown. Some plates. Yeah, everyone thinks you have fancy dinner plates. We do, but most nights this is what it is. Not gonna lie, that's how we do it. All right, put this cheese away. The turkey. It's getting gooey like that. Nice. This one is my problem child. The heel. All right, now let's stir up these potatoes a bit. Ooh, hear the crunchiness. This one is ready. All right. Hey, love, dinner's about ready.
May I have my sandwich at a different time?
No.
I didn't realize it was gonna be done like so early.
That's a
And I was so
that's a future you problem you got to deal with right now. Just kidding. That's fine.
sorry.
Potato.
Potato.
I have that one for my daughter since she's doesn't want to eat with the family. She's being a teenage diva right now.
I still am gonna eat with the family. I'm just gonna eat something different.
There we go. That's looking much better. It's the heel that's going to get me. I'm going to go ahead and put potatoes on here. It's for later. Oh, yes. Little Frank shot there. Little sip of wine. And I think this one's about done. How do you toast that? Like, you know, you just do what you can. And that's done. All right, there you have it. This is what's for dinner. Thanks for joining, coming along. It has been a lot getting back from vacation and just kind of trying to go through all our stuff. So yeah, this is usually sometimes what happens for dinner and just kind of really how life goes sometimes. It's not always fancy dinners and things like that. Sometimes we just gotta use up the stuff we have. Like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff down below. And we will catch you later.